Before I continue discussing the markets, please take this moment now with helping me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click subscribe. Click this bell. Click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Next, click the thumbs up button every time you watch my videos. Okay, let's continue with the view of the markets. In this video, I'm going to discuss equity indexes, also referred to stock indexes, the sectors in them, the weighted average in them. Starting off with the S&P 500 is probably the most widely followed index that tracks the performance of large cap American stocks. The stock symbol for the cash is SPX, Sierra Papa X-ray. Again, phonetically, Sierra Papa X-ray. The stock ETF for the S&P 500 is Sierra Papa Yankee, SPY. And the futures symbol is /ES. Many media outlets choose to mislead you and discuss the word the market closed or the Dow Jones Industrial fell by such and such points. But they don't mention there's other indexes, there's other sectors. Again, the S&P 500 is the go-to index that financial institutions, individual traders, investors compare their performance with. So again, the S&P 500 is probably the most widely followed index that tracks the performance of large cap American stocks. The S&P 500 index is divided into 11 sectors, each of them consisting of companies in the same or related industries. These sectors, you, the investor, to buy shares in their ETFs, aka also exchange traded funds called, thus allowing them to diversify their investment over companies in the same industry rather than putting all their money in just one stock. Yes, these 11 sectors have stock ETFs you could invest in. Again, ETFs stands for exchange traded funds, okay? The order of these 11 sectors are based on the size, performance, the weighted average. First is the technology, healthcare, financials, consumer discretionary, consumer communication services, industries, consumer staples, energy, utilities, related real estate, materials. Okay, got it, good. Now I'm going to discuss the price actions in the charts. These two grids, the time frames are the weekly on the left over the past 12 months and on the right, monthly chart over the past 5 years. Again, first we're looking at the Sierra Papa X-ray, phonetically alphabet, Sierra Papa X-ray, the S&P 500 cash index. For the week, because it's Saturday, the market's closed, we made an inside candle. That means indecision. The high and low did not go above or below the prior week indecision. Last week, we hit an all-time high. Here's the low of the year. Here's the high of the year. We're trading here above this consolidation. For the 5 years, the low of the 5 years, the current month, we hit an all-time high, breaking above that consolidation, took out that swing high. Let's start off with looking at the sectors now. The first one, technology, makes up over 20% of the S&P 500 index. Here we are looking at the weekly. The all-time high was back here. All-time low was here. Also inside candle for week indecision. Yeah, we're not at the highs anymore. That was going back nearly 3 months ago. XLV, X-ray Lima Victor, healthcare, red for the week, lower low, lower high, trending now. Versus technology, inside candle indecision. So healthcare is going down. But for the current month, we made a higher high, and we're still above the close of last month. The close of last month was here. X-ray Lima Foxtrot, that's the financials. For the 12 months, the high was there. 12 months, the low was there. And we're trading here. Made a higher high, higher low than last week. And for the 5 years, yeah, steep sell-off for this whole year. All-time high for the year. Again, right there. But for the past 5 years, the low was there, the high was there. So we did nearly 100% retracement for the past 5 years. financials took a big hit this year. X-ray Lima Yankee, consumer discretionary. For the past 12 months, look at this, we're near the all-time high. So for the week, inside candle indecision. For the past 5 years, this month we're at the all-time high. X-ray Lima Charlie Communication Services. For the past 12 months, the high, the low, also made an inside candle indecision for the week. Past 5 years, it was 3 months ago when we hit the all-time high. And the all-time low for the past 5 years was last year. So I had a lot of whipsaw for that sector, communication services. Next, X-ray Lima India Industries makes up 9.7% of the S&P 500. So for the current week, we hit an all-time high for the past 12 months. Higher high, higher low. And for the past 5 years, wow, a lot of whipsaw. X-ray Lima Papa Consumer Staples makes up 6.7% of the S&P 500. And for the week, we made an all-time high for the past 12 months. And right now we're trading below the close of last month. It's nearly a bearish engulfing candle. And for the past 5 years, a lot of whipsaw. But again, we're currently at the all-time high. Next is X-ray Lima Echo. Energy makes up 6% of the S&P 500. For the past 12 months, yeah, the high was here, low were there. We're much closer to the low. Even over the week, we're higher than last week. It's still struggling for the year, underperforming. S&P 500. For the current year, we're trading way below the low of the high for the last 5 years. X-ray Lima Uniform. Utilities for the past 12 months. The high was there, the low was there. For the week, huge move down. Yeah, lower low, lower high. The past 5 years, the high was made this year. We also did a retracement nearly the entire 5 years. But on the monthly, we are trending higher with a lot of rejection. Next is X-ray Lima Romeo Echo. Real estate makes up 2.7% of the S&P 500. For the weekly, formed the inside candle indecision. For the past 12 months, the high was there, the low there. We're not hitting all-time highs for the past few months. Past 5 years, huge volatility. Even though this year we made the all-time high for the past 5 years. As well, for the past 5 years, this year we made a record low. Wow, really did terrible versus all these other sectors we've seen so far. Next, X-ray Lima Bravo Materials makes up 2.5% of the S&P 500. Inside candle for the week indecision. For the past 5 years, all-time high. And we nearly did 100% retracement for the past 5 years. And the other one I'll add on, agricultural. It's not really in the sectors, it's just one I watch to be aware of. All-time high for the week for the past 12 months. Higher high, higher low. And look at this. For the past 5 years, all-time high. Agriculture, one huge expense. Commodities. Yep. If you're not earning more money, or if your dollar is depreciating against other currencies, you're paying more. So now let's compare the S&P 500 cash index for the past 5 years versus each of the other. So the left will be the S&P 500. Yeah, let's fix this to the 5 years. We're going to compare again. The S&P 500 compare to each of these sectors to see who's outperforming who. So the left, S&P 500 monthly, and on the right, we're compared with technology. They're nearly the same. Stock ETF XLK is the technology sector. Why are they nearly the same? This sector, technology, makes up over 20% of this index. XLV, healthcare, makes up 14.9%. It's underperforming technology, but it did hit an all-time high this year. XLF financials here on the right, makes up 13.7%, underperforming. So again, this is not the better outperforming index sector. Sorry, this sector is not outperforming the S&P 500. So smart money should not be in here. I would not want to be in here. If you were looking to make money, we were to determine which sector was better than this sector. Let's go to the next sector. XLY makes up 10.2% consumer discretionary. It's performing similar. So this is a good sector as well too, better than financials. XLC, communication services, make up 9.9%. It's not so bad neither. XLI, industries, very similar. XLP, consumer staples, 6.7%, very similar. So right now we see the worst one was what, financials? I will not be in the financials if you're looking to be bullish to make money to the upside. Next one, XOE, energy, makes up 6%. Underperforming. I will not be buying on the long-term energy sectors right now. It's underperforming, worse than the financials. XLU, utilities, makes up 2.8%. Also, it's struggling, underperforming. X-ray, Lima, Romeo, Echo, the real estate sector, makes up 2.7%. It's also underperforming the S&P 500. XLB, materials, makes up 2.5%. This current month is doing good. Compare that. And again, let's just compare the agricultural. Wow. So again, the takeaway, one of the best ones to be in appeared only to be technology. For most of the past few months, it's been here. First, the S&P 500, looking bad. There you have it. Better understanding of the 11 sectors and how to compare them with the underlying stock index. Those 11 sectors are in the stock index. So just because one weighs more than the other percentage in here doesn't mean it's the best performer. Since you've already seen healthcare, makes up 14.9%. It's the current month that's doing good. First, if you look at XLK, for several months it's been outperforming. First, we already determined which one's the worst one. Yeah. There you go. Good insight. If you like this market information I've shared and want to learn more with greater detail, step-by-step training, I have a Patreon page. I share trade ideas for earning monthly income. Below in the description box, click Show More. Scroll down. This link here, click on it. Take you here to my Patreon page. Select the membership and join. Then you have access to unlock my posts.